What is the complete process of buying a house, and how do I start? Today I'll be sharing with you the complete step-by-step guide on the process of how to buy a house, including portions of the transaction. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. Step number 1, assess your financial situation. Before you start looking for any home or have the idea in your head that you want to buy a home, it is super important to understand your current financial situation. Review your credit score. If you do not know your credit score or have not checked it in quite some time, it is very important that you check it some way, somehow, using either Experian or Credit Karma. It is also super important to understand that these scores are not always the most accurate, and if you do want to check your credit score, you will have to have it pulled by a lender. Determine your budget. Most people can be approved for 2 to 3 times of the amount that they make annually, so this should give you a pretty good idea of what you could afford hypothetically. Save for your down payment on the house if you have not already. Most people still believe that you need 20% down payment to buy a home, but that is simply not the case. Most transactions are done within 3 to 5% or based on whatever terms that you get from your letter when you receive your pre-approval. Plan ahead and account for additional costs such as closing costs. Normally these can be anywhere from 0% to 4% of the home's price, depending on where it's priced out. Sometimes you can get these paid for in the form of a seller concession, and you might not need to worry about these. However, this is always important to take into fact, besides your down payment. Step number 2, get your pre-approval for a mortgage. Shop around for different lenders, go visit different banks, credit unions, or mortgage companies. If you are already working or know a realtor, they might suggest one to you as well, but it is important that you are getting the best deal at the end of the day and what is most unique for your financial needs and situation. Not all lenders are the same. You will also need to provide necessary documents to your lender. What are these documents? Current income, work history, tax return, debts, and your current assets. Now, once your lender has all of these items, they will either A, issue you a pre-approval so that you can go house hunting, or B, they will tell you that you need to either work on your credit score or make more income to be where you want to be. Step number 3, go out and find yourself a real estate agent like myself if you do not already have a working relationship with one. Research agents in your local market and get to know a couple of them. Make some calls, send some messages, and figure out who is going to work best for you in your area with what you're looking for. Step number 4, which is the most fun, start house hunting. Make a list of your priorities and what you are specifically looking for in a home so you know exactly what you're looking for depending on the type of market that you're shopping in. Main things to look for are location, size of the home, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, as this can directly affect the value of the house, school districts, any amenities, and just overall lifestyle preferences that you may like. Tour as many homes as you can to get a feel for what your style is and what you're really looking for. You can also go attend open houses depending on what season it is or where you live. These tend to be a good way to kind of get a feel for how things will be and can tell you how competitive the market is at that time. Step number 5, make an offer on a house. Based on the current market conditions, how competitive it might be during what type of season it is, current interest rates, comparable homes in the same area that might have the same features, you and your agent will determine a price that is both fair and comfortable that you both agree on to send and write to the seller. It is always important to note that based on how competitive the market is and what things are doing or where you live, where I am in Michigan, we have snow, so the winter is a little bit slower than our summers, but in other states that's not really a factor. Take into account that you may have to overbid houses if it is a competitive market season. If you currently own a home and you need to sell your home in order to buy the new one, then this is what will be known as a contingent offer, meaning something else has to happen before you can make the transaction happen. Now, it's important to note that if you do win an offer or you fall in second place with the top offer, you may have to be on standby in case anything happens with the person who won, or if you happen to be the person who won the offer, you may have to go back and forth with the seller to the negotiating table if the terms aren't agreeable with everybody. After your offer is accepted, congratulations, that is a huge accomplishment. Your agent should have already gone over this with you, but you will make an earnest money deposit, which is what we call an EMD for short, which is held by the brokerage, and then when people get to the closing table on closing day, this money is then given towards title, towards closing costs, and will be subtracted from your final amount. This can also be known as a good faith deposit as well, to show the sellers that you are serious about the home and are willing to put down money to reserve your spot, so to speak. Step number 6, schedule a home inspection. In most cases, a seller will allow for a 72-hour inspection period. Now, if your offer stated that you are going to bypass inspections, you do not need to worry about this step. However, if you requested to make inspections, you will have that time frame to do those inspections, and if you back out before the 72-hour time frame because of anything that came up in inspections that might be a cause of concern, you can have this earnest money deposit returned back to you and you will not get a penalty. Be present at the inspection with your agent, and at the inspection as well, ask questions, see what you can find out, go with somebody that you trust as well. When you receive the report back, go over it with your agent or with someone that you trust to make the right decisions and analyze things correctly. Step number 7, once inspections are done and you like what you see and you want to move forward with the transaction, you are going to notify the lender so that they can lock in your rate. This will ensure that during the transaction, your rate will not increase with the market trends and you can keep it as low as possible. Now, it is important to note that if rates do go down during the process, they can also readjust and get you the best rate possible. Step number 8, order the appraisal. This will be ordered by your lender and paid for by you directly after inspections if they go well. The main reason for this is because lenders want to make sure that the home is of value of what you are spending on it. An appraiser will assess your home's value or the home's value based on its current condition and surrounding comparable properties. Now, here's where appraisals get interesting. If the value of the home falls lower than what you are purchasing it for, you and the seller may have to go back to the negotiating table, because if you cannot make up the difference of what it appraised for compared to what you have offered, you will need to go back to the negotiating table and figure stuff out. And because of this, it could be both a good and bad thing. Now, if you are asking the seller for money, which is a different video about concessions, you may be forced to, unfortunately, forfeit these funds, which may have gone to you but are now off the table. Now, the perk of this could be if you, let's say, are offering $230,000 on this home. It appraised for $240,000. you now currently have $10,000 of unrealized equity in your home. So that way that you can be ensured that your home is worth at least of value or more than what you are purchasing it for. It's a win for you as a buyer. Step number 9, review and sign your closing documents. There will be a lot of exchanging information, paperwork, and underwriting from the time that the inspections and appraisal take place. During that time period, your agent and lender will be on the phone and in communications with you to ensure that everything is exactly the way it was when you started and you got your pre-approval. Now, a few days before closing, your lender will send you over a few documents by email or in person. This will outline the terms of your loan, the interest rate that you will be receiving, your monthly payment, and a couple of other things as well. If everything looks good, you will then acknowledge these forms and sign and show up on closing day. Now, there will be a lot of forms that you will be signing on closing day, which is for a different video, but just know your hand will probably get sore after signing things for a while. Step number 10, close the deal on your new home and receive your keys from your agent. Step number 11, move in and settle in your new home. Once you have officially signed all papers and you are the new owner of the property, you have the deed, title, everything you need to prove that you are the new owner of the house. Plan your move, talk to some people. If you know people that can help you out, that is amazing. Once this is done and you are all unpacked, you can settle into your new house, customize it however you would like, and enjoy. Step number 12. It is no secret that owning a home comes with ongoing responsibilities as compared to renting. Make your mortgage payments on time and make sure that this is a top priority, as this can directly affect your credit score or any type of late fees that you might incur for not being on time. Paying your mortgage early will also help to maximize boosting your credit score over time. Always remember to budget for any maintenance or mishaps. It is your home and your property now, so you will be responsible for everything that happens. Always remember to review your insurance and any policies that you have to make sure that you are protected financially if anything does happen. Don't rush, stay organized, understand the cost of owning a home, think long term, consider resale value, be ready for maintenance, track all your documents and deadlines, and always communicate promptly with everyone you are working with. I hope that you found this step-by-step guide helpful. If I am missing anything at all, if there's anything else you would like to know about, drop a comment down below and I would love to hear from you.